Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup series by Smashcast TV. We are in the actual final game of the day. For the full day, for the whole ProDota Cup series, there's nothing more exciting than this because you are so close to being done. But see, there's a lot at stake right now because both Wheel Wreck While Whistling and Elite Wolves have won a single match in this best of 3, and whoever wins this third one will be able to make it to the grand final. Woo! On the other hand, whoever loses will be out of the tournament for good. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of excitement here, and both teams are, sweating, they're very nervous, they're anxious, fiddling with their own fingers, knowing that if they don't win this, they can't make it to the grand final of this prestigious tournament and get the amazing prize pool of the ProDota Cup. Let's see who has the chance to fight against Thunder Awakens. We're already in draft for game number 3, and your casters for today will be myself, DSwordfish, and Vätte, who will be joining me today. How are you doing, Bob?
Hey, and actually, this game is going to be extremely exciting because both these teams get sent down to the lower bracket to Thunder Awaken, and they're fighting for their chance of revenge. Yet I'm surprised by the second pick, Razor. We haven't seen this pick for quite a while, but feels like Will feels completely comfortable with the Warlock. They realized that that's the hero they were like in previous times probably. And Elite Wolves are going for Clockwork and Queen of Pain. A lot of aggression on mid lane, probably. Whoever will be a mid lane for Wheel, that's going to be a tough time.
Yeah, because, if they, most likely it's going to be KVH's Razor, I want to say. I mean, you can run the Razor against the Queen of Pain, it's not too bad, but it's most likely KVH, and with Clockwork Queen of Pain, we've seen this one before. It's easy to counter him, and the Warlock can't really support you in the mid lane. So, is Wheel gonna pick something along the lines of an Earth Spirit like they did first game to try to help them in the mid lane and try to get kills against the Queen of Pain? Or will they say, screw it, the mid lane is not worth it, let's just leave it and let it die, because Queen of Pain will almost always dominate this game. We'll see. Wheel actually decided to pick a Kunkka. Not a bad hero to gank the mid lane, and goes well with the Warlock. Doesn't really need the combination stun as long as you pick a carry with the stun, and that, even so, with the X marks the spot, you should be able to fine with him, and of course one of the strongest heroes against Queen of Pain. Oh, are you blinking away? Oh, X marks the spot, back, and Torrent. Easy kill on him. In addition to being able to stop the Clockwork, when he's running at you. Battery Assault, has a high armor, has a high HP. Nice for Wheel to just run this. In this Kunkka is just like an Ogre matchup at buffed because he has stuns and what. So Wheel, really strong lineup right now, especially in terms of lane domination. Look at Elite Wolves run here, has the second support. Goku.
Well, he plays Crystal Maiden and Age Depression, but there is no Crystal Maiden anymore in this. Ice Heroes, yep.
Winter Wyvern, then. I guess the only thing you have left there. Winter Wyvern. We picked it. We found it out. We discovered the trick, guys.
Oh, Venom, here it comes. So going to be a carry Venomancer for Venus. Okay, that's going to be interesting. So they are trying to do the same trick as Will tried in their first game, yet they got Clockwork. Great hero, Venom will go with some kind of a Solar Crest, or well, Veil of Discord is absolutely necessary in this case. I'm actually not sure which carry I'm favoring, Venom or Razor, but teamfight seems much stronger for Will, to be honest. Yet Elite Wolves get all the potential of just hooking shot, using the hooking shot right into someone's face, following up with the Sonic Wave, -1, and fighting is not that fun for Will anymore. Most likely it's going to be Warlock all the time and Kunkka. Both these supports are extremely important, and they're going for Abaddon. We haven't seen that fella for quite a while. That's an interesting pick up, and more sustain with Ghost Ship, with Warlock, with Abaddon. Easy time for AA for the second time.
That Abaddon, or Abaddon, sorry, is a good pickup against the Venomancer, actually. You stop a lot of his Venomous Gale, you can dispel that, the Poison Sting as well. You can't dispel Poison, no, you shouldn't be able to, but that doesn't really matter because, of course, they can kill you. So if you just get a Photic Shield and you just give it over to the Poison Sting, Venomous Gale, Venomancer won't be able to get any kills. Also stopping the Shadow Strike, helping you against the Clockwork. He's quite a tanky hero. I can tank the whole Poison Nova without much problem. And the similar issue that always happens, which is whenever, or now even better against the Phoenix, that's a weird pick to go against Abaddon. Because here the Abaddon is able to not only add extra attack speed to the Phoenix, but also dispel those fiery spirits. And on top of that, he's insanely tanky, so the Sunray is not particularly good against him. Neither the Supernova, neither is the Gale, because they're not able to stop that damage, so you can't actually stop hitting the Abaddon when he has the Pyro Time on. And Elite Wolves went for a curious damage over time draft that might not be working so well against Wheel. A lot of magical damage against Razor. Razor's definitely going to be screwed over, but that off-lane pick for Wheel was fantastic. let's see what they decide to pick for the mid lane here. As Wheel decides that Queen of Pain is most likely going to be an off-lane Queen of Pain. That makes a lot of sense because Papita after all. So they ban out the OD instead. And we could still be seeing an Ember Spirit or maybe a Storm for Leo. Storm looks pretty good.
Yeah, they need some kind of a burst, it still feels like, and it feels like Ghost Ship from Conquer may help Will to survive through all this damage all the time with Poison Nova and Supernova. So, that's an interesting one there. So, you believe that it's Quap offlane, right? So, he's going to deal with Warlock, Raze, and Conquer. Well, maybe that's a good idea. There is 50 seconds left for them to think, and I'm not sure if they really got some kind of a plan. There is no Puck, for example, which probably would have been quite good. Upshaka actually still on the pick, but yeah, if let's think about the mid laner, maybe they should rely on some kind of a raw damage, but
yeah,
nothing comes to my mind. OD would have been great, but it's not there anymore. And it would. We already discussed it several games ago about this nasty combination of Clockwork and OD, about how easy to set it up, and Enigma for the offlane. That's full combo wombo for Elite Wolves. Question is, will they be able to make this work?
That full combo wombo is committing a lot to their strategy, and it might actually be. The reason I was expecting Queen of Pain in the offlane is because you don't have any late game potential. So you might as well pick something in the mid lane that will help you out there, because there's no offlane that's going to get late game. Enigma's not particularly one of those heroes, but he does skill decently into the late game because his black hole is always useful. Not the best against the Abaddon, but everyone else he's pretty good against. Abaddon actually can't Aphotic shield you out of the black hole for gravity. How do you stop gravity with a shield? You can't. Breaks it. So Enigma, I mean, like I said, the full combo wombo, they will decide to go for the full 5-on-5 team fight potential. The lanes are also alright, because the Enigma, of course, has that good amount of sustain in lane. He can last it and also just go to the jungle, so there's no need to actually fight against the Razor in lane, which is not a bad idea. Maybe this forces Wheel to go for an aggressive tri-lane, but that would be quite weak, as the Warlock is not the best hero in aggressive tri-lane. We'll see what they decide to run. Here in the mid lane, though, they have to pick something against the Queen of Pain. And for them, the Storm is not such a great pick, because they do have a lot of ways to stop it. For Annihilate, you can just run... You can run the Invoker this time, honestly, with the Kunkka. It's not a bad idea, and the Invoker could disengage against the Enigma pretty well with the Enigma and Tornado. The Ice Wall is also very annoying. And Puck will obviously be the best pick. You can also run a Lina. Lina's not bad. Lina's not bad against the Quap and can stop the Enigma, but if you get caught out by any of the damage Elite Wolves has, you'll die. Invoker at least is the Quas to help you out into... We'll see what the final pick is. Oh, that is taking a page literally out of the Peruvian book. Taking Timado's Silencer out of the game, and... Much better picks than what I was saying, because obviously what I was saying is conventional picks. This unconventional Silencer pick, amazingly really good against the Venomancer as well. You do get the right global silencer, you should be able to just go enemy. More importantly, your high agility makes it easy to deal with the Phoenix, because of course you actually get 3 agility per level, which is insane. That's more than Void. How Silencer is so agile, nobody knows. That's why he's probably small. And on top of that, if you just snowball a bit in the early game by destroying the Queen of Pain in lane, which you most likely will, you can just start destroying everyone in Elite Wolves because they have low HP pools, low armor as well. So Venomancer and Enigma fall easily to slaves. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go for Wheel in this last one, actually. And I really, really like the draft.
Yeah, their pick is actually amazing. They got all the tools to shut down Elite Wolves insanely hard if everything will be pressed just in time. I feel like it's going to be a sad Enigma game. Like, of course, maybe we will see something out of this world from side of Elite Wolves, but they got a control over the BKB with Warlock of Derp once died to Hookshot and Sonic Wave in the very beginning of the fight, and he will always be able to cancel Black Hole, even with BKB on Enigma. There's Silencer at the early stages of the game, Conquer, plenty of sustain from side of Wheelwreck while whistling, Ghost Ship helps against all this damage over time, plus Warlock. And the Baron, of course. That's a superior pick. But, well, of course, from side of Elite Wolves, we see much more of a spectacular pick. You know, maybe we're expecting something like a 5-man Black Hole into the Poison Nova and this Supernova. Oh, beautiful. But in reality, in my opinion, the simpler you keep the pick, the easier it is to work out.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, the execution is something to take into account. Oh yeah, we are at the game. The execution is something to take into account. Which one's easier to execute? Well, it's obvious that Wheel has a much easier execution. Even their team fight spells are easier to run. For example, the Enigma has to channel his Black Hole to get this amazing stun, you know, beats everyone. Congratulations. But the Warlock literally has to stop down and just use his ultimate. That's 1 second stun, stops Enigma Black Hole, stops a bunch of your initiation. How do you really stop that? Like, you want to get the Black Hole onto the Warlock, because even if you have BKB, you can't stop him. You have to get it onto the Silencer and onto the Kunkka. That is a really big job that Papita has to do every single Black Hole. If not, I mean, you don't need to get the Black Hole necessarily like that. You know, you can get at the end of the team fight when they're dead. You don't have to initiate with the Black Hole. That makes sense. It's fine. It's not like it's impossible to do, but it's not the easiest wombo combo to execute. Especially because a Supernova is really powerful with something like, say, a Trim Protector with its Overgrowth, but not necessarily the best thing with a Black Hole, because, I mean, the Black Hole doesn't have the same amazing range that stops everyone from attacking you.
The real big issue for Elite Wolves is that every time they will get a Black Hole, so they will be ready to fight, Golems will also be up, and the very beginning of this fight, of the game itself, Black Hole got bigger cooldown at Golems, so they can't avoid it. They will need to vaporize Derp in the very beginning of the fight. But how? There is a Silencer who will always be on guard. Dota the 2 will not let his teammate die that easily, and from side of Elite Wolves, we missed 1 point. They still got a very decent split pushing potential with Enigma and Venomancer, but the more it goes into the late game, the worse it gets for Elite Wolves. And unless they will dominate in the very beginning, unless they will stomp the mid lane, let the Leo style snowball on Queen of Pain, game will look grim. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I got this feeling. And here instantly 3 TPs. Masoko with 1 Observer Ward. Actually, he had no, actually 1 Observer Ward. Kind of a common word from Mad Bang to see all kind of rotations from side of Elite Wolves to see Clockwork, another one to defend his mid laner. They know what Elite Wolves are planning to do. Casual word from Masoko. He's still got no Icarus dive, but he will be able to escape. And actually, Stinger is going for a courier kill. He is already hiding in the jungle, and he is ready with his boots.
This is pretty important if your lineup is an early game lineup. Getting couriers or any sort of early game objectives that can increase your gold is huge for you. That said, let's present the teams real quick before we continue with the analysis, shall we? We're going to start out with Wheel, the American team here in the Radiant side for this last match. Representing them in the captaining position. It's going to be Derp on the Warlock in the support position. Here, Razor, played by KVH, in the carry position as the mid lane. We're going to have an I Annihilate. Alright, I get it. It's a joke, I see. I Annihilate. In the mid lane with the Silencer. Matt Bang is going to be playing the Kunkka in the second support position. And finally, in the off lanes, Dota the 2 running the Abaddon. What do we have for the Elite Wolf side?
For Elite Wolves, we got Papita playing Enigma. For position 5, Masoko playing Phoenix. Position 4, Clockwork Stinger, hiding already in the woods. Leo style on the Queen of Pain, dominating the mid lane. Venomancer, Aka, Minus.
We'll see Stinger. Let's see if we can have the courier exactly like he wants it. I don't think they're expecting this because Clockwork is not the guy you think of as a courier sniper. He's not particularly a bounty hunter. But yeah, the courier, look at him. So happy until Stinger's gonna stop him. Doesn't have vision of this still. Stinger sees it. Oh no, he doesn't predict it properly. Actually, you could just predict it when he comes back, which makes a lot of sense. Anyway, like, yeah, I'm not here. There's no Clockwork here. Might have to help Queen of Pain though, as both couriers are done. Dire Courier gets killed, and Stinger's like, I need to kill the courier too. Come on, courier for courier, he says. Cogs, and goodbye to the Mushroom Man. That is both couriers dead for both teams. Great job. Now, Leo style will be the target of aggression after the courier. They want a bit more, but they can't kill her in time. Look, Queen of Pain, she still has a decent amount of tanking in the early game.
Oh, that's a lot of aggression from both sides. They actually picked an aggressive lane with Phoenix and Venomancer bullying out the Baron out of the lane. Razor is dealing with Enigma alone. And, no, actually, Derp is coming for the rescue. Well, it's going to be the war of Kunkka and Clockwork. It's really important to win the mid lane, yet already Leo style forced to have a shame walk all the way to the base with no courier, and Annihilate stays victorious in this mid lane. Yet Stinger is catching all the XP, so that's actually good for him. Now he's pushing him away, like, back off, my creeps. Yeah. I don't care that Leo style is not here. It doesn't give you the right to farm all the creeps. I'm still here.
And, I mean, that's working. It's better than, like you said, just leaving the mid lane alone, but you show that how much domination the Silencer can have, and I don't see how you can beat a Silencer, regardless. As long as you can't gank him, because the Kunkka's going to be around to stop the Clockwork. There's no way the Queen of Pain can beat him. The harassment of the Silencer is disgusting. Like, look at the Glaze of Wisdom. They deal a ridiculous amount of damage. They don't aggro the creeps. It's almost like this hero is made for the lane domination. And Stinger, if he doesn't catch him in like a Cogs, the Great Battery Assault and whatnot, there's no way they can kill him. Stinger needs at least at level 2, or level 3, sorry, to get the Battery Assault level 2, and then being able to, or at least harass the Silencer to some degree.
Madman managed to snatch double damage rune. He's actually going. Oh, he's being slowed. Stinger trying to catch up to him, yet there are boots also on Madman, and he's running away, buying some time. And Leo Style is suffering quite a bit again, yet he got plenty of sustain. And he laid almost out of mana. Stinger rubbing around. Oh, maybe that was a mistake from Annihilate. He's stuck on the enemy high ground. Kunkka is not here to help him. It's going to be a kill for Leo Style. Well, here comes the revenge. Last hit for Leo. First blood for him also. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Kunkka managed to kill Venomancer, but it was super important to not let this first blood happen. And finally, Queen of Pain is feeling much better. Yet he's getting a curse right in his face. Oh, that's nasty. Yet they found Stinger. Stinger tried to pop cogs. Madbank is simply running around, not caring about them. Previously we saw Elite Wolves. Was it actually Elite Wolves, I believe, who played the Conquer? Yeah, in the previous games. They were playing with... Oh
yeah, wasn't Crystal Maiden? Oh, no.
Yeah, Elite Wolves.
No,
yeah,
I think that was the European games. No, that was Penta Esports.
No. In the previous game, there was a Sven, Conquer, and Crystal Maiden.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Oh, X marked the spot. Oh, Leo Style. Here comes the revenge. Losing his intelligence. +2 for Silencer.
Okay.
Oh, great rotation from Madman. Actually, Conquer is playing with the X marked spot, and in the trial lane we saw Conquer with the Tidebringer, but X marks the spot makes much more sense for this Conquer. He already got 2 points in it, securing the runes and snatching the bounty one. Pepito was forced out of the lane. Razor moving to bottom one. Oh, poor Pepito.
Oh, Stinger coming in as well against Madman. This could be a kill. And it's interesting because if you notice, for every single kill that you've seen in the mid lane, you've seen an equal kill in the bottom lane, which is horrible for my camera, but it's great for Elite Wolves, as they're able to always get a counter kill if they put a lot of aggression in the mid lane. So the teams are making sure the supports are, like, the supports here are super important. The rotations are calculated constantly. Now Stinger, he brought back behind his cogs, not the best of choices there. He actually closes himself off, and Stinger will just die to the Silencer, giving extra 2 intelligence. Annihilate with now 4 intelligence stolen, and the clock were just a little bit dumber.
Here comes another Observer Ward for mid lane, gives more vision for Clockwork, also defends Leo Style, yet Annihilate is completely without any kind of regen. He can't spam his glaives anymore that much, yet he's running with 4 stolen intelligence on top lane. Trial lane is finally back in game. Elite Wolves, Stingers level 3, still Venom level 4. That's actually interesting part. Maybe it's going to be a death of the Baton. Here comes the gel. 2 seconds to Apothic Shield. Still 4 magic stick charges, but no way to escape from this. Even the TP wouldn't have helped him. And again, things turn. KVH is annoying Enigma. Or Enigma actually annoying him. And Pepito managed to keep up in farm with... He's actually going for Hand of Midas and the Blink Dagger. Well, that's interesting. He managed to farm jungle a little bit. So he got the advantage in levels. KVH actually dropping quite low. That was the move which he didn't expect probably. Yet he got a kill himself, so he's not really caring about this. But in the same time, Pepito is free to spam his spells as much as he wants. He got Arcane Boost, he got plenty of sustain. Stinger wrapping around Annihilate once more. Queen of Pain silenced, yet Madman is too far. Not in the reach for X-Mark the spot. Oh, he's actually catching Leo Style. That's going to be a death of him. Torrent and another intelligence. He tried to blink away. Unfortunately, didn't help, and Stinger couldn't help his mid laner. Right now, things are almost even, yet the problem is that if Queen of Pain is only getting the gold bonus from experience bonus from the kills, Silencer is also absorbing intelligence, and Queen of Pain is actually really dependent on her mana. All her spells are quite a high mana cost, so probably we will see Yo Septic quite early on Leo Style. Also, it's really good against Global Silence. Look at him. He's blinking. He is already on half of his mana. Is constantly being burned.
Yeah, the Yulsa would be like good idea.
Yeah.
You kind of need it. The Veil of Discord doesn't seem like that great of a pickup here because you don't have that much physical damage except for the Razor, so the extra armor the Veil of Discord gives you, and I mean, yeah, it's an alright item, but you might as well just get it on the Venomancer and amplify his damage. Yeah, exactly, as opposed to the Queen of Pain. So, oh, no, Stinger, come on. Come on, Stinger. Cogs, they torrent him up, stunned out, and that's a dead Clockwork. I mean, they stole all of his damage. They stole his intelligence earlier, and now they steal his damage. This poor Clockwork is just being robbed blind, and KVH wants to get the kill. Yeah, Plasma Field. Yep. Plasma Field to finish him up. Wheel is able to get that kill and now able to go into Leo Style as well, who's been silenced. Careful, Leo Style, do you really want to fight this Annihilate? He's going to be hit by a Sonic Wave though, and that's a dead silence I've ever seen one. Annihilate, survive one last second. The Fiery Spears though should kill him. Though the 2 does not come in time with the Aphotic Shield. Too long a cast point, bro. That's why you go for the Mistcoil first, at least to get a counter kill on the Phoenix. But you need a 1 point in Misco. You could have saved your Queen in there. Unfortunate. Oh, not Queen of Pain, your Silencer.
Yeah, the Silencer. Well, he technically saved Queen of Pain, and what's the problem for Annihilate? That sometimes he's getting too confident as soon as he's feeling that he's dominating the lane. He's diving, he's standing on the enemy high ground, and results in him dying all the time. And Elite Wolves are using him being overconfident in his powers and punishing him just in time. And he's back in the lane. Hi, Neo Style, how are you doing? Long time no see. Welcome. Silence right in the face. Meanwhile, they found Madbank, or yep, they actually found Madbank. He's getting stunned. Neo Style getting additional kill. Oh, no, Papit is touching it for himself. He's been like, well, I need to finish Midas, boys. CS for me. KVH needs to be a little bit more cautious. He completely is. Oh, he simply didn't skill Storm yet. Venomancer, not actually. Venomancer is so poor. This constant rotations got him quite hard.
I mean, he has a hard game anyway. The issue here is that the one combo for Late Wolves is not coming out, but of course, that's because the laning stage is not going too well for them. That's because they rely on the one combo to get that mid game to win. Right? Dota 2 in the top lane should survive. He still has the point in Burrow Time, he just hasn't skilled it yet. So, just has to use Burrow Time, probably. They're going to force it out of him. Use it, there it is. And last second, the Cogs heal him up completely. He has no mana, but he has enough health to make it out of there alive. So, Abaddon, really hard to kill with these heroes. It's not particular. They don't have any good stuns to really stop him right now, or Yule Scepter or whatnot. That's why Leo Styles' Yule Scepter is going to be doubly as useful instead of the Veil of Discord. And now, the Queen of Pain could be the target of aggression with a Torrent in the bottom lane just to get, in the mid lane to get Vision, and the next marks the spot to stop him down. It's not bad.
Being really impatient, he's running around ready to kill Leo Style, yet they got vision of him, and that's a dead Konka. Here comes the enemy assault. Yep, you stayed here for too long. Leo Style being silenced. Global, they are trying to save his teammate. He's snatching haste, yet Leo Style is finishing him off. Papita already with a black hole. Silence is dead. Here comes the Aphotic Shield. Will he trade at least for Leo Style? Leo Style is burning and losing his intelligence once again. They committed black hole for global silence. Well, good trade, and I actually think it's benefits from Wheel. And actually silence got for a Veil of Discord. Not that common of a pick, yet they got plenty of... not that much, as Veil of Discord is probably not that good as for Elite Wolves. They got much more magical damage, yet the point is that it gives him additional stats. So double null talismans plus a bit of armor, and as you already mentioned, the Agile gain is super good. And well, when you're playing against Enigma, for example, who still got his Eidolons who are hitting quite hard, and Queen of Pain, when she's out of her spells, she's right-clicking, so getting more armor is a really neat idea.
Yeah, I mean, the armor against mainly the Wheel team, because you're going to stop the Razor's effect early. Not a bad idea. However, I don't think it's that relevant. Supposed to stay the Veil. Not relevant enough so Leo Style will get the Veil Discord early. It's actually going to go for the Yule Scepter, which is a good idea. And for now, we see another smoke gank here from Wheel. That's not bad. The Veil Discord and Silencer will help him a lot against the early damage, though he does want to get something more useful to increase or stop the magical damage from the team. And they go, hookshot Stinger with a battery assault, catches Derp. He has the cogs available. And doesn't have, sorry, doesn't have the cogs available, but not enough mana, so Stinger is end up being harassed heavily here. Both Torrent, where are you going, Clockwork? Back into my grasp. Annihilate takes away a bit of intelligence, and now he's up to 8 intelligence. Not bad. The Clockwork getting even dumber. Poor kid is not going to have any mana by the end of this game.
And he was actually running out of mana all the time, and yet they found Minas. Torrent, there is no ghost ship, yet there's a follow-up with the Derp. Masoko tries to save his teammate, he still got a supernova. Oh, that's a dead Phoenix. Oh, they are in doubts, and they are taking Masoko's life instead. Annihilate, they're actually still bones. Yeah, Minas tipping out, being safe. Masoko sacrificed himself for Venomance and grabbed the attention of Wheel. Probably that's a worthy trade. Well, trading his life for the Venomancer, obviously, but the problem about this Silencer that, as we already mentioned about Clockwork, he doesn't have that much of the mana pool. Like, look at him, so level 6, you get 300 mana pool with 150 mana cost on.
Hookshot. Yeah, that's half his mana pool. He can barely get his combo off, honestly, right now. He actually just barely gets it. That's because he has no levels in Rocket Flare. He's kind of giving up on the whole spells thing. There's the Global Silence, stops initiation. Clockwork's like, okay, I'm out of here. They just silenced him. But luckily, he survives, and they just wasted a Ghost Shift and Global Silence, and just a Clockwork. They're working out pretty well for them. They get the hookshot off. KVH are able to kill him off regardless. One last hit from KVH, and goodbye to the Clockwork. Leo style, though, does deny the tower before he leaves. Oh, what a cocky play, but it worked out for them. As with that, the guys from Wheel will be able to take... Sorry, we'll only get a kill on the Clockwork, but not be able to take the tower. Now, Derp moves in the mid lane, be harassing an S, but they don't really have enough chasing potential. It's not like last game without a Storm. This game, it's a bit harder to get counter kills.
That was actually quite, well, I would say questionable. Clockwork obviously bought a lot of time, but he went alone without any kind of a support right in the back lines of Wheel, what he was hoping for. Like, okay, I understand that Enes tried to push tier 1 on mid lane. He tried to buy a little bit of time, but keep on suiciding himself. Like, I guess with the 4 deaths and this kind of things, his death doesn't matter much, but all these deaths are potential intelligence for Silence, and here comes the Silence. Torrent, Masoko, she's popping the Phoenix. Oh, Golems! Queen of Pain, will she be able to run away? Yep, she's burning, she is surviving on second Pain. No, that's going to be no way back. Masoko is trying, he got no Sunray, and it's going to be a death of him too. 14 stolen intelligence for I Annihilate. Things are looking grim for Elite Wolves. They didn't manage to pop their lineup in a way that they will dominate the early game completely. Stinger snatching the Invis rune, yet what can he do? Time for Papita to shine. He actually goes for mech. There will be no initiation with Blink Dagger. He changed his idea. He's going for Guardian Greaves to grant more sustain. There's no Supernova, yet there is Poison Nova from side of Elite Wolves, yet I'm not sure if Will really wants to take this fight, yet Stinger is chasing. Oh, Mad Mank. Oh, trading Kolka, this probably is a good idea, yet Abaddon is not letting him go. Global Silence. Stinger trying to run away, runs with Derp and losing his life. Leo style being bullied out. Will he try to chase? KVH finishing him off, blink it away. Ooh, that was a really unfortunate fight. Yep, there was a Global Silence used, so probably now there is not that much of a threat for Enigma to pop his black hole, yet instead he is going for a push, getting his Guardian Greaves. Annihilate, meanwhile, still rolls with 14 stolen intelligence and going for 4 stuff. He really needs to save himself, and his teammates from Clockwork also works just fine against Venomancer, who is slowing you down insanely. How's Leo style doing? He still didn't manage to get his Eul Scepter, and that's how sad this game is. Yet Papita with Midas manages to finish his mechanism. He's on top of net worth, and nobody can stop him.
Yeah, right now Papita is doing pretty well as a carrier. He's gonna get all the utility items, like you said, part of these, and maybe later on you can actually get a pipe and be pretty decent with that, or the BKB if you really feel so inclined. Honestly, the BKB or Blink in this game are both so weak because you can't really be the initiator or the counter initiator for this team, and the BKB won't really do much against the Global Silence or against chaotic offering, on top of taking it away. Maybe Lotus Sword might even be a good option here, but we'll see. In comes the Clockwork, hook shot, good the cogs. Oh, the silence is stuck in the cogs. Now with the Sun Ray, can it really stop the sun from going down? Annihilate will not be able to bring it in time. Actually, he's gone down, but they do destroy the Phoenix as well. Mad Meng trying to run away. He's been hit by the poison. No, the black hole comes in, but the Abaddon has no borrowed time. He can't survive this Sonic Wave to finish him off, and E-Wolves will be taking 2 kills for the price of 1 here, trying to kill Minos, but they don't manage to finish him off. Stinger will be able to make it out alive, and in the end, everyone in Elite Wolves is in a coma, but they'll be able to go back to at home and rest themselves up, as Mad Meng also dies in the backlines thanks to NS damage, or Minos' damage. Good team fight finally. They get the advantage they were looking for, and with 1,000 gold difference now, you're starting to shape, the game is starting to shape up a bit for Elite Wolves.
Finally, I was surprised that Papita changed his scores from Blink Dagger to Mechanism, but they really needed the same amount of sustain as the Wheel. They got plenty of sustain from Ghost Ship, from Warlock and Abaddon. That's really good, but if Elite will keep on fighting for a very long time, that's actually quite beneficial for them, and this like Stinger, who trapped poor Annihilating Cogs, and they vaporized him with Phoenix Ult. Oh, time to run for Masoko. He tried to kill Observer Ward. Yep. That was a good try, yet didn't really help. Finally, Yule Scepter up on Queen of Pain. Question is what she will go for next. It's too late for Veil, I guess. And he's on home. Leo is really mad. Masoko stole a haste rune from Queen of Pain with an empty bottle. That's a hasty Phoenix, I guess. Leo style next time will leave him to die, or actually he is going to beat him up. Time to beat him up.
Yeah, Stinger just left the game to beat him. Said, Masoko, what are you doing? Yeah, but it's okay. Masoko's drafting for them. I mean, Masoko's literally position 18. That's usually his position, where his inventory is between, like, he usually has 2 observer wards, and that's happy. So you gotta give him a couple runes once in a while. And he has 2 goals in observer ward this game. He always likes to play the position 5 very, very heavily. Stinger, meanwhile, go for the Blade Mail, or already finished the Blade Mail? No, it's just doesn't happen in quick buy. That's a bit. Probably gonna go and finish up that Blade Mail with the Chain Mail starting up, and that's gonna help a lot against the Razor, who doesn't have enough tank ability just yet. Razor finishing up the Hurricane Pike, able to now hit the Queen of Pain a bit more safely. This should to get some distance between him and the Venomancer if the Poison Nova is ever happening. That's important, by the way, because if the Poison Nova happens and you Hurricane Pike him in time, you might be able to prevent some damage to your, like, the support especially, who are usually hanging out in the team fight, but in the backlines. The pause finally done, and the reconnection is gonna happen. Meanwhile, the Abaddon himself going for a Mechanism, trying to counter this Enigma, but it's going to come a bit late. Enigma himself going to go for the BKB, and let's see if that really works out for him. Maybe just to stop the Xbox the spot would not be a bad idea, but the and the Ghost and all the Kunkens in general. However, the Global Silence and the Chaotic Offering will still stop your Golem. We'll see. I mean, it does stop the Silence, and they use the Global Silence very early, so there's that option. If Enigma walks in with a BKB, and they've wasted their ultimates, they could really punish Wheel for an overextension here. Oh, what do you do? Okay, Masoko's just harassing him. Utilize the haste rune, he's done. There's no more haste rune, and now it's time to farm for a lead.
Papita is actually farming insanely fast. He's really close to his Guardian Graves, and with BKB things may go much better yet. They get plenty of damage over time, as you already mentioned. They get Venus, they get Poison Nova. Leo's style is a little bit on the poor side, and he is getting Veil right in the face, running away from Arcane Curse. Well, popping use. Annihilate is not really caring about anything, but maybe it's going to be a death of him because Stinger is already here. No, he's backing off, he's ready with his Force Staff. Yeah, he knows finally what he is doing. He's working alone, though, a lot of times, and that's easily punishable. Yet here comes the rescue crew with Derp and Mad Meng. He is ready to back up their mid laner. Meanwhile, on mid lane, Masoko keep on flying back and forward, not really caring about things. He knows that there is nothing which can stop him, really. And farming game is still happening. Boots of Travel up on Venomancer, yet not a single utility item so far. Oh, Masoko, you fly too much, my dear bird. He is losing his life and 2 intelligence with no Icarus dive. Time to defend the tier 1 on mid. Wait, did they find someone? Yep, they found Stinger. Ghost Ship going in. A lot of damage. No hookshot initiation anymore, and no threat for Will. They can take the tier 1 easily, yet Leo's style is already cutting the creep wave in between towers, not caring about things that much, killing the catapults. Will are really mad. They will try to catch this Queen of Pain. He's staying till the very end. X marks the spot. He's yelling himself and blinking away. There is no way they can stop him. All this time Papit is farming in the jungle. He's up with his Guardian Greaves. Well,
the Guardian Greaves finished on the... No, not gonna finish the Guardian Greaves, just said it's the Guardian Greaves is done on the main. That's gonna help out push a bit, but you don't really want to do 5 versus 5 right now because they don't really have initiation, and that's another issue. You don't want to let them farm, but the 5 versus 5 right now against a Global Silence is really dangerous. So you want to bait out the Global Silence somehow win. How do you possibly do that? KVH actually gonna fight up against Papita in the bottom lane. Oh no, blocked yourself with your own Eidolons. Did not do what he wanted to do in touch. Actually was X-marked and torrented because of this. Koshu gonna hit him right in the face, and Papita, even with the Hurricane Pike, can't even get a proper black hole. Gonna be destroyed by KVH, the longest sweep you've ever seen, able to destroy Enigma quite quickly. And with Elite Wolves, they lose another hero in the bottom lane, and as this game shapes up to the late game, it seems like Wheel will have the complete advantage. I mean, you really don't want to fight against a Silencer in the late game at all. And the Razor scales decently as the Queen of Pain does, but the amount of team fight you have, you'll lack the damage on the game. Unless the Queen of Pain goes for some crazily creative build, I can't see how they're going to be able to stop a Navin on me.
Well, they already got 3 Midases from side of Elite Wolves. They uploaded the 2 bullying out for Leo style. They got Midas on Papita, on Minus, and on Leo style, so they are kind of ready for the late game. At least they will be able to come back into the game. Yet, when you're building Midas, it's kind of like not easy, but it's easier to punish them when they don't have like proper items and something like a Solid Crest or a Veil of Discord or Aghanim's on this Venomancer's Stinger runs away. Don't go as too far, yet they are chasing another target, Leo style, running away, no follow-up with Silence. Hasty Queen of Pain, finally he got this rune, and using it quite nicely. Dota the 2 Leo style is in doubt. He wants to bully this Abaddon, running around, not caring about things. X marked the spot. Oh, that found him. That found him. Yule Scepter. Yep. No escape for you. They baited the Yule Scepter, and after that, Global Silence.
Global Silence was unnecessary entirely. Now it's actually the time for Elite Wolves to fight, even without the... You can... Actually, no, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because they want to fight now, but they obviously can't without the damage of the Queen of Pain. And it wasn't unnecessary Global Silence. They should... Once the Queen of Pain comes back, they can actually utilize it much better. Because... They could have X-Marks. X-Marks has a lower cast point than Blink, so there's no way you can actually not X-Marks the Queen of Pain, as we saw there, before she TPs away. And therefore, there was honestly no reason to use the Silence. As opposed to, I mean, forcing her TP out, for example, it's okay, I guess, but it wasn't going to work out no matter what. And Silencer with 20 intelligence is more than ready to now start a team fight, because, of course, even if he doesn't have Global Silence, the damage is also pretty good, and without the Queen of Pain, he doesn't really care about the Level's damage. And they go, Ahsoka. Threatening a bit. Now the Queen of Pain can TP in and help anytime. They have a Go ship already, but that Kunkka's not with them. Midnight Post will zone them out, and the team fight, they're threatening it, but they can't quite get it. The Kunkka might actually go onto them, and the Venomancer with the Shadow Blade joining in. Can they catch him on the next marks? It's the Phoenix. Put him in a torrent of water, and ooh, a lot of steam for the poor Fiery Bird. In goes Stinger. Hookshot doesn't miss, annihilate completely. Go ship will hit him regardless. The Enigma can't use his Black Hole because he's just been stunned. KVH stole a lot of damage, and now he's going to go for Papita. Able to stop this Enigma. Ooh, beautiful golem in the end. Papita might just go down as KVH Hurricane pikes himself to his own death, and now Leo style gets a kill on Madman thanks to that Shadow Strike, but is unable to really continue this team fight. Wheel already got 2 kills, very important ones, especially the Enigma, and even though the Silencer got no intelligence out of it, they can take a tower out of this. Wheel sees Leo style from behind. Leo style tries to backdoor their tower. What a play. The Warlock is like, okay, guys, we should defend this, but this is a bit dangerous against the Queen of Pain. Shadow Word first, Yule Scepter, and the Queen of Pain will just take it. The Plasma Field won't be able to reach her, and that's not enough damage. Wheel now have to take a tier 1 after losing their own tier 1, and if they deny this would be a complete win for the guys at Elite Wolves. Well, not complete win, let's be honest, too much, but a decent win. They can't deny it. Unfortunate. Would have been a lot of style points, but Elite Wolves in the end, it ended up losing this engagement.
Just noticed that there are 4 to 4 hand of Midas in the game. Both teams are prepared for late game. Silencer actually going for BKB. He's really done with all this bullying from side of Elite Wolves, and also Supernova, Poison Nova, a lot of annoying damage, and Queen of Pain also not letting Leo style to shut him down with Yosap is very important. And now he's going for Lincoln Sphere to survive against Conka. He already will have 2 tools to survive against the X-Mark the spot. Leo style is playing so confident in himself. He as on the mid lane when he took tier 1, he don't really care, and also on top lane he put it out. I annihilate a little bit. Yet what are the items for? Warlock actually built. Here comes the Midas for Warlock. He's also ready for the late game. He was like, well, if they can get a Midas, but I can't get a Midas. And when you're playing a hard position 5, it's always a problem to get money, to get experience. So Midas kind of fixes the situation, yet it is a very late Midas, 25 minutes in. But he got an advantage over Masoko. But actually Masoko is also going for Midas. Team 5 Midas. Midas Club Elite. Please log in onto your accounts from side of Elite Wars.
And... Oh. I mean, they're trying to get the late game much more. That's mainly the reason. Probably those extra Midases will really help now when the net worth comes to the late game. And of course, the Venomancer needs one because he's otherwise not going to be really relevant. Minos is not decided to go for the Aghanims one combo build, but instead went for more of a carry Venomancer build, which is not a bad idea considering you can go for the plus 75 damage, plus 200 health, and the extra XP gain, and you end up having a pretty decent Venomancer in terms of damage. It's a force to be reckoned with, especially since the enemy team doesn't really have that many heroes either themselves. And if you guys go for the Silver Edge plus Bloodthorn, you can actually stop the Abaddon from doing anything this game by just stopping his borrowed time from happening. Because if you actually Silver Edge him and Bloodthorn, you can't activate him no matter what. So do that, be okay. And maybe that's the goal for the Venomancer right now, as the Abaddon is probably the biggest deal or biggest issue that I have coming to late game. More importantly, since later on KVH is going to have a really hard time trying to destroy the Venomancer because of his incredible, or his extra attack range, which he's probably going to get later as a Hurricane Pike, and of course, you can't static link him too much if he has a lot of magical damage, so the combination of both is pretty nice. Right now, Leo style being harassed in the bottom lane, and Wheel not going to be able to get it. So the Wolves are just kind of shaping this up for the late game, trying to get a rush on now, get a bit more control, objectives wherever they can. Not 5-man yet with the Enigma until he gets his basic items, in this case being that BKB, and later on the Guardian Leaves. And oh, we see Bolt out to Masoku. Easy kill onto the Phoenix. Nope, maybe not with a Supernova. Already activated, but the Curse of Avernus very annoying. The Black Hole together with Supernova. Global Silence comes in, but Masoku completes the egg. And he actually manages to walk away. The X marks the spot is for the Enigma, who stormed it up. Now the hookshot missed entirely. Enigma has to TP away with his BKB and will survive the damage somehow. The guys from Elite Wolves will lose no one in one of the sloppiest engagements we've seen here in the mid lane. Losing a BKB, a Black Hole, and a Supernova all to save 2 heroes. But more importantly, losing a Roshan. And meaning they can't fight this whatsoever right now as they lost their big team fight ultimate.
Yet Venomancer is still getting... Maybe he will try to snatch the root. He got the Shadow Blade. Yep, there is already a Sentry Ward, so no chances for Venom to snatch this. He actually tried so hard to get this Roche, but as we already seen, Roche clubbed him to 200 HP, and there was just like no chances for Elite Wolves that he can get anything. Leo style, very close to his Lincoln Sphere. Will he keep it over the buyback? What's coming for him in the... Oh, yeah, he's just sending out Courier. And maybe we will see a Quop without buyback. Meanwhile, Masoko is walking alone. That's a dangerous place. That's a dangerous place, definitely the enemy jungle, yet he's hiding in the woods. They give it a shot. Will they find him? Will they find him? That's the question. No, he's simply hiding. Maddening. Probably. Like, okay, that's the first spot. No Phoenix in here. Alrighty. What's the point of Masoko being here? That's the question. Like, I guess he...
At no point. 0 point. No, I agree. Because he's a TP. I mean, if they could initiate, yes, but there's nobody around him. And they could really just find him with Plasma Field. I guess the whole point would be... Okay, actually, yeah, creep skipping. I guess that's the point. But I don't know how much worth it that was, really. Because, I mean, you get an bit of extra farm. You can now TP. Masoko is... Well, that's a bit worth it for a Phoenix who does want a bit of farm. I suppose that was the play. It's not like you have a lot of things to do as a support right now in the game. Because you either team fight or stacking heroes, but you can't really stack anything. Just gonna continue team fighting. And also create some space for Minos there, so you can form his Silver Edge really soon. And with that Silver Edge, take away some of the movement speed on Razor, that's not bad. Take away the burrow time we already talked about, as long as he doesn't activate it himself. And that's pretty much it. You don't really take away any more passes, but you do take away some of the burst damage that Silencer can put out. With his so very annoying Glaives of Wisdom and Last Word.
what is actually very important probably that Enigma is going for refresh of double black hole, double BKB. What's more important, there is only one global silence from the side of Wheel, yet they got both global silence and golem, so probably we will see double black hole cancel by Wheel, yet refresh orb is a very expensive item. That's a very expensive item, and it will take a lot of time to farm this one, even though Enigma is one of the best jungles. Yep, they found Stinger in the jungle. Yep, goodbye. Well, at least he's not losing his intelligence, you know?
Yeah,
that's something.
That's important.
Something.
It's important. They know the drugs don't lose intelligence. But there, Elite Wolves will be losing an important hero, Clockwork. Let's see if they can... Oh, what? Another Leo's Tower getting the kill. That was great. I mean, sorry, get the tower. Another time that he does this, but Static Link with a Global Silence, easy kill onto the Queen of Pain, and that is going to be a dead Leo's. So, in the end, they do lose the intelligence there, I believe. Yep, Annihilate will not be taking any, or will be taking some of Queen of Pain's intelligence, a bit more for him. And the WoW for a Wheel, who is happy to take the enemy mid laner. Now, we haven't seen any team fighting going on by Elite Wolves, and their lineup does not seem to be working exactly as they intended. They're just going for a split push technique right now, which is, I don't know if it's the best.
Well, I'm not sure if they really can fight into golems in global silence, but there's a huge threat.
Now there's no global silence, right? So you have to fight between them. They don't seem to be calculating when global silence. Oh, because they really are concentrating a lot on split push. I agree. You can't fight against global silence in goal. There has to be a moment when you have to fight, because otherwise your lineup is not going to win sheerly by the late game factor where you have a super carry and it's for you. The Venomancer is no Sven, and you don't get that power. And Masoku... What? He's just walking in the bottom lane, sorry, the mid lane, just casually strolling around, flying, nobody can kill me, and he is gonna die. Because of course people can kill you, you're a phoenix. I cannot imagine what he was possibly doing there. I mean, it was nice trees, and he was just looking at the nature, but there, the guys at Wheel were in front of him, and he was just thought that he could get past like a ninja, but didn't do that.
There is meanwhile 24 stolen intelligence from Silence, and what's the most important part, there's Sight of Vice.
Wow, that's...
Yep, there is a Lincoln Sphere up on Leo style. Passive Midas, finally usage. Midas popping Shadow Blade, he still didn't manage to finish his Silver Edge yet. Leo style, blinking away, that's a dangerous game. 30 seconds to global. And here comes the slow push from side of Wheel. Minas is... I will call him Minas, it's like easier, but Minas, okay. He's already there with the Boots of Travel, and Leo Style is trying so desperately to creep skip, that's actually insane. And he's doing quite a lot. Oh, yep, hello, Leo Style, hello my dear fella, hello my dear friend, time to run away, 3 seconds to the blink, yet you can't really get him, 4 seconds to the global silence, that was actually really close, and dangerous, yet Leo Style is saving himself, running away safely, and...
The issue is that usually there you'd be like, oh, it's just a support, no big deal, a Clockwork has less net worth in some countries. But the Silencer, regardless, is still going to be able to get the intelligence out of him, and that 2 extra intelligence is worth it. In the end, it's still a kill for the Silencer, more intelligence for him, more intelligence stolen off the Clockwork, so you don't really want to sacrifice your heroes that way. You have to start playing it more defensively, not have to go for those kind of saves all the time, which has been happening multiple times for Elite Wolves. I mean, he's not like his intelligence is excessive. 26 extra intelligence, minute 33 seems kind of normal, especially for an American game where kills happen all the time. But it's still a considerable amount and a force to be reckoned with, especially coming to the late game. Because how are you supposed to compete with a Venomancer against that? You do get a decent amount of agility, but your items are okay. But you're not particularly a hero that does too well in the late game. Most of your abilities just fail in comparison, and you definitely cannot man fight a Silencer. He's gonna destroy you.
Just take a look at his right click damage. 200 damage.
Yeah, but the Silencer is 200.
With Flares of Wisdom.
Right, yeah,
it's insane.
Okay, you're talking about Silencer, yeah. Oh, you were talking about Venomancer. They both have 200 damage, but you have... Or 228, 218 for Venomancer. A bit more, actually, on it. But you do see Annihilate with much more utility.
Didn't go for it. Yeah, he got a Force Staff, he got a Veil of Discord. Hex, what's the most important part here is the Hex, I believe. And now he's going for Hurricane Pike. Pure damage over everything. Papita finished his... Well, will he keep the buyback? Will he keep the buyback? That's the question. They still got plenty of towers on their side, so maybe he will play without buyback. He's really close to his refresher up, and maybe it's time to shine. Maybe it's time to pop a smoke, find someone like Silence, burst him down with a double BKB and double black hole, and it will be more than enough to finish him off. Time for some action for Elite Wolves with their brand new items.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see if Elite Wolves can actually change a bit of the game with this, because with the Silver Edge actually not coming out on... Oh, the Hurricane Pack, sorry, came out onto this Venomancer. Silver Edge also really made Stone Refresher as well on Enigma. That might make a difference, but now that they killed him... They have a Dust, no, they have a gem. They should be able to see him. Oh, wow. Right out of the range of the gem, and couldn't get the X marks the spot in time. That's unfortunate, because gem actually has less of a range than X marks the spot. So even though Kunkka usually has a huge initiation range, not with the gem. Wow. Who knew that you had to buy Dust instead? No buying gem instead.
Well, that's actually a very hasty snake. He got Hurricane Pike, Boots of Travel, and plus Shadow Blade. That's really hard to catch up to him. And Elite was a plane that's kind of a nasty red Dota, which people probably really don't like, but that's understandable. They got Venomancer and they got Queen of Pain. They're trying to split at least a little bit. They got Midas. Is probably they're hoping for very fortunate late game, and right now they can't fight face to face against Wheel. There's meanwhile Assault Kiras up on Razor, and he's going for BKB. That's a lot of farm. Even though Papito was farming the whole game, and he got a Midas and his Enigma, Razor is still really, really close to Papito, even though he was farming the whole game. And that's actually what's interesting, that Elite was seeming to be in a losing position, but they got still a gold advantage, 6k, it's one item, that's actually important. It's like a Hex, for example, a Refresher Orb, which is laying on Papita. And finally he's going for Blink Dagger. He got all his tools for efficient Black Hole. Got double BKB, double Black Hole, plenty of mana to use this. Also Guardian Greaves for sustain. Actually double Guardian Greaves, but it's not really working, right? Because if you still got a buff from the Guardian Greaves, it's not really working out. Leo style, meanwhile he's ready with Lincoln Sphere. Yuling himself. And you get the Global Silence follow-up. Yep, nope, they are too far.
There's no point in doing that if you can't X-Mark. I mean, it's good, because right now you see, it's 40 minutes in, every team fight you need the Global Silence. Right? Because otherwise they're going to fight against you. And the enemy team has a Black Hole, but the Black Hole can get so easily cancelled this game. Now we're going to the Clockwork Ghost Ship. Oh, X marks, last word, it's stunned out, and goodbye to Clockwork. In comes Leo style, but he's been hexed. He just wants to die himself too. It's okay. KVH will give you that wish. Queen of Pain goes down, and Masoku being disintegrated by the damage Annihilate can put out. The Lotus Orb will do absolutely nothing. They get a triple kill without even messing up their haircut. With that wheel, that's going to be able to take down the tower in the top lane and continue their push to see if they can take down a lane of Rax. After all, they still have the Global Silence, and even though Minos is doing a good amount of split pushing here, I don't think it's good enough to just make Wheel come back just yet. And Razor ready to go onto the tower in this top lane. In comes Papita. Let's see if Midnight Pulse is good enough. Yeah.
Maybe it's time to sell the Windlace and get the Blink Dagger. There is no Abaddon and no sustain. He actually got his Radiance.
Yeah, but you still have the Global Silence there, so.
Yeah, unless you get the Warlock.
Yeah, you get everyone in one beautiful black hole. Hypothetically, the best black hole.
Yeah, but
ever.
they're not up.
Oh, he's doing
it! It's really happening.
No,
and here comes the Golem. Second try for Papita, yet they're running away from here with the Ghost Ship buff. Annihilate, stabbing away Stinger. Yes, with a hook shot. Yet Maddening is already here. Kex is up. Minus ready to fight. Oh, there comes the second black hole in the Supernova. Silencer is so dead right now. So it's the KVH, he's trying to survive. He's still got a Shadow Word. Papita keep on chasing Venomancer. One hit, but one hit is obviously not enough from this side. Leo style, he's ready to chase probably too. Yet there is a very long TP. Venomancer, I'm sorry. Warlock TPs away. Woo! That was a good try. That was a good try by Enigma. They didn't lose their access on the top lane yet. There's a 10 second. Wait a sec, not 7 seconds. Big AV and Refresher commitment. Well, there is no way for Silencer probably to survive that, even though they committed golems to save him. Too much damage, and maybe it's time to get a BKB for him.
No, but even I don't think the Silencer needs a particular BKB too much. Like, he's getting it, but I don't think that's what's really crushing him there. The Black Hole would have caught him anyways and do have a lot of damage. The BKB will stop most of the damage that the Lee Wills has, surely. And only the Venomancer can hit you in that regard, and even with a million mirror, he doesn't hit hard. But the silencer is okay for now, right? You can still fight pretty well. The issue there was that there's, of course, 2 black holes. How do you deal with that? You don't have the golems for the second one, like you said. You don't have the global silence for the second one because the silencer got cut out.
And actually, Derp prepared an answer for Pepita. He's going for Refresher or one Warlock.
Ah, that's straight up Refreshers. Ballsy. Not a bad item, but you could have. I mean, there's no need for that answer. You could just go Yule Scepter, and that would have been the same answer. But I suppose if the Enigma activates BKB twice for both black holes, and then you need a double golem, I can see the Refresher being useful. Yeah, okay, and fine. Everyone go Refresher. Why not? And I would like to see though the Abaddon going for the Aghanims here, because if he does get caught in the black hole and activates borrowed time within it, which is really easy to do as long as he's not silenced, boom. That's you pretty much clean your hands off all the damage because you take away 50% of the damage. And I assure you, Elite Will's barely has enough damage right now to kill Wheel. If you have enough Aghanims borrowed time, there's no way you can actually stop the Wheel guys from falling them over.
Oh, that's actually a tough game for Elite Wolves. Leo Style goes for BKB. He also got an Alkid. We discussed if there's going to be a double golem action happening from Derp, but the question is if he will leave for so long. There is still clockwork. Like, okay, right now they are prioritizing the kill on the silencer, and actually there is a smoke. But actually, Minos is he chose the new base for himself. He's like basically chilling on the bottom lane all the time, and they found Pepita and he's hexed. It's going to be a dead Enigma. He won't be able to pull BKB, yet he got a buyback. At least some got good news for Elite Wolves.
With this Wheel, able to push down to the top tower. Tier 3 that goes down, maybe, and without a black hole. Oh, they do have a black hole. They actually have a black hole refresher. Take it on tier 3. Papita's ready. He's aiming for that black hole. Coming in. Just a midnight pulse for now. The aspiration. There's a pretty good black hole, but only hits the Razor at the end. Cancelled by the Warlock ultimate. But now they want to get a second one, and this is the real one. Actually, only catches the poor silence, but that's good enough. The sun is also activated, and the poor sound global silence comes a bit too late as the Phoenix has already turned into a supernova. They can't kill him in time. They already destroyed the silencer. Now those are the two. With still borrowed time, but they can't say KVH. He's taking a lot of damage. He's fighting against everyone alone, and this Razor is tanking like a god. Masako is being destroyed here by the Eye of the Storm. Instead, the objective is the towers, but they have backdoor protection because they lost all their creeps. In fact, Madman will be able to kill Minos here, and Minos will have no buyback anymore. KVH still wants to fight this. Silencer cannot buy back, but they don't care. They keep hitting these towers, and look how fast they hit with that golem and the borrowed time. That has an insane attack speed, by the way. And with this, the Rax will finally go down. Now that they keep hitting it while the backdoor is up, and not with the Glyph either. KVH will be unable to finish off those Rax, and they'll eventually retire, thinking, I don't want to fight Masoko anymore. Where are your creeps? They keep getting backdoored here. Sorry, not backdoored. Creep skipped, so they can't actually get them into the base. This is so annoying. The Queen of Pain is giving them so much. A gem. That derp gem that he lost earlier. And you just put it there. That's not a bad idea, honestly, but in the end, Wheel did not pick it up again with a courier.
Yeah, Leo Style snatched the gem of True Sight. They sent the courier there, but Queen of Pain was much faster, and he gets a trophy. He gets a trophy. They managed to defend their melee barracks. That patience with Glyph was extremely important for Elite Wolves, but they don't have a buyback on Enigma anymore, and he's going for Octocore. What after that? What after they got Octocore? Another Hex? Or maybe Aghanim Scepter? I don't know, that's the question. Yet Pepita is super farmed right now, but KVH, he tanked so much damage, and even though they managed to burst down Annihilate, they still managed to win the fight in the end because their cores were just stronger. But what I also must admit that Leo Style is really clever about prioritizing his targets. He knew that Pepita is going in with the black hole, and he immediately jumped on Derp, silenced him, so there was no golem cancel. The black hole for the first time. Yet Warlock is really close to Refop, 1 key gold away, and they found Roche with cheese. Well, golems up in 30. Do they really want to fight their Torrent? Oh, Clockwork flying high in the sky. Getting actually a lot of damage, and he got for Yule Scepter. They really don't want to mess with Global Silence. Annihilate. Maybe it is. There is no. Actually, Black Hole is up. Black Hole is up, and they are standing in the Roche pit. Yep. Peter showing that he knows this thing. He's ready to blink, and here comes the Black Hole on both KVH. Supernova. There is no way to stop it. Oh, he's snatching the Aegis on the Abaddon. A second Black Hole on the Freeman. Yet it is not enough, and he is dying. Sonic Wave from the Leo style. It's a desperate move. They weren't able to kill anyone. They're still alive. No ages. Cheese on a Baron. Leo style, time to run away. Still got a Lincoln Sphere, most likely he's completely fine. He got a Yule Scepter. They keep on chasing him. He's trying to buy some time and make Will chase him, yet it's not working out. They're popping Shrine, they're full on HP. Oh, actually KVH. No, that was a TP away from Leo style. Amazing Blake Holes from Pepita, but...
No, but he fought there with a Global Silence. We even mentioned it before the team fight. The Global Silence was obviously up, and they had a way to cancel him twice. Turbo was not caught in the first Black Hole, and the Silencer was not caught in the second, so it was... Oh, sorry. Opposite way around, but it doesn't really matter. They were able to cancel both of them, and they really didn't break a sweat there at all. Enigma has no Black Hole or Refresh for the next 80 seconds, and with this wheel can easily take down Rax. There's not much that Levos can do, especially because they don't even have a Poison Nova. The Razor also has Aghanim, so he can take down towers really easily. KB and the structures in general. They don't even have the Supernova from the Phoenix, so they're gonna be able to destroy down the range Rax, and KVH probably want to go for more. The objective is definitely this middle tier 2. But before they can take the Mega Creeps, or maybe they can just Friend Throne seems like a really dangerous choice. Tier 2 seems like the safer one. They don't need to team fight anymore. Honestly, it's really late in the game. There's still tier 2 standing. In fact, there's a tier 1 standing in the bottom lane, just because the guys at Wheel have not even bothered to try to take these towers. They've just gone and team fight and team fight and team fight.
Yeah, there is an Octocore up on the bed and he is ready to heal like crazy. He also got a Radiance, got Cheese. Actually, Cheese came to someone else to silence her. They know that Elite Wolves will really try to bully them. And with the Curse of Awareness, there is an insane right-click spit from the side of Wheel. Black Hole still not up. There is a BKB, yet Black Hole in 20. Oh, Hexed. Oh, Hexed Masoko. He is still alive, a bad and hitting. He's ready with his Aegis. That doesn't really care. Oh, hookshot. Hookshot was missed, and Wheel are simply backing off. Leo style constantly ready to jump on poor Derp. He got a Blood Tone. That's a lot of damage. He's also creep skipping, probably.
Yeah, he keeps creep skipping. It's very clever that just not keeps doing this. However, coming from behind, I don't think that's the best of option to have it. I'm just gonna start healing. Okay, that's good. With the bird time and the Curse of Awareness. Okay, whoa, Annihilate. He just forced it himself. They forced himself offensively. Now they force him back again. And let's see if Elite Wolves can continue this. They find the Queen of Pain. Oh, Leo style, you're in for a big one. Silence comes out, and the Silencer blows up Stinger. Now the next objective is the Queen of Pain. She still silence, but they can't kill her in time. She can blink away, but the Razor is stolen so much damage. She can just start hitting the structures. And right now, the guys from Wheel are ready to continue fighting, but there's a Black Hole and a Refresher available on Pepita, so they realize this, and they start to back out. The Warlock Golem also available to stop with the Refresher this time. Where's the Black Hole, Pepita? Why are you aiming? Where's the angle of attack? They're waiting for the creeps right now, and the guys of Wheel are not gonna back out. They know they have complete control right now, and they still have the double golem to stop the Black Hole. Pepita just waiting for one of those to be wasted. He doesn't actually know how to initiate, because of course that Warlock is so annoying. There's the Xbox spot. They want to just kill him off. The Razor comes in. They see an opportunity, and the Golem is even committed to this. Pepita has to use the Black Hole, but he dies in the middle of it. The Supernova is also destroyed, and Leo style will be torn to shreds by Annihilate. Only 10 HP left, or 50 HP, and then there he goes. The guys from Wheel will be taking down the tier 3s now, the tier 4s as well. There's 2 lanes of Rax already taken, and the poor Phoenix will be brought back thanks to the X marks the spot, silenced and subsequently destroyed. Only Minos is able to survive this, but he's about to run out of his base. The GG is coming out by Elite Wolves, and Wheel, in proper Peruvian style, will drop their items in front of the enemy base and do a dance. And as they win this game for the best of 3, making them the winners of the lower brackets finals and advancing to the grand finals against Thunder Awaken.
That was absolutely saving. Even though Will seemed like an underdogs in the especially after the first game, after the complete stop from side of Elite Wolves, they managed to get their advantage back, and it's time to get a revenge with Thunder Awaken. After this game, I believe that Will got all the chances to beat them. Yet Thunder Awaken is not an easy opponent, and well, when we will finally get to see this finals, it will be something out of this world, something absolutely amazing. And you guys, we will post in our Twitters that there's going to be a stream, and don't miss it. That's going to be the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah,
Don't dare to miss this game.
the finals between Thunder, Awaken, and Wheel will be determined. In theory, they are tomorrow, but due to the due to the qualifiers, we might not. But we'll have to check. We'll have to check if it is changed. But we will inform you. The best way to actually check, like Vätte just said, is following us on Twitter. Our Twitters, what are they? Well, my Twitter handle is at DSwordfish. Hers at ProDota, and you can follow her. You can follow us. Sorry, by just following the links that we will post as the game ends. And if you want to watch any of the replays, do go to my Twitter and the personal chat. Those replays are also posted. There's just a link. Much easier than actually posting that in the chat because I don't really care if you come YouTube or not. That said, we will be saying goodbye for today. No ProDota Cup. We will be coming back maybe tomorrow, maybe another day, with the final for both the ProDota Cup American version and the European version. But Elite Wolves say goodbye to this tournament as we will advance to the finals. And with that, we also say goodbye to this tournament for the night as we come back tomorrow with some more Dota 2. See you guys next time.